Hello, it's Lara Curry from Fit and Funny Mama here. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to change your life. Think about any change that you want to make in your life, right? So maybe it's health and fitness wise. So whatever that looks like for you, what ways do you want to change your life? Maybe you want to lose a certain amount of weight. Maybe you want to get stronger. Maybe you want to become one of those people that works out on a regular basis. And then think beyond health and fitness. How do you want to change your life? Do you want more money? Do you want to be able to earn income from home, so you don't have to work outside of the home? Do you want to be able to travel? Do you want more time with your family? What do you want, right? So just kind of first off think about those things. And then I'll tell you the reason that the most people don't really set goals. And when they do set goals, they tend to set very small goals, is because it gets very overwhelming, right? So depending on where you're at right now, it can be very overwhelming to say, I want to be 120 pounds and I want to be super fit and I want to be working out 6 days a week and whatever. But if you're currently 80 pounds overweight, I'm talking this is where I came from, right? If you're currently 80 pounds overweight and you don't work out at all because you say you hate working out and whatever, that's where I was. It can seem very overwhelming to then get to this place where that's a big goal. That's a big scary goal. And so a lot of people shy away from doing that. But I'm going to help you today to figure out how to accomplish your goals without it being overwhelming. Because the thing is that there's no one big thing. No matter what the goal is, no matter what the outcome is that you want to accomplish, there is no one big thing that you need to do to get to that thing. It breaks down to small, seemingly insignificant choices that you make on a daily basis. And this doesn't matter if your goal is health and fitness related. It doesn't matter if your goal is financial or business or whatever it may be. It always breaks down to small, seemingly insignificant choices that you make on a daily basis. So the very first personal development book that I ever read was 5 years ago, and it was The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It's a nice, short, quick, easy read. I really recommend it to everybody. But that's kind of what I'm referring to here. It just basically talks about, the small, seemingly insignificant choices that we make on a daily basis, the little things, I'm going to press snooze today. Is that going to have a big impact on your life today? No, probably not. It might totally screw you up for the whole day, and you're probably kind of miserable. You feel like you aren't as proactive or whatever, right? Because I know for me, when I hit snooze, I always later in the day, I'm like, dang it, I should have got up. That's just an example. Or you might miss a workout today, and it's it doesn't seem to have a huge impact in that day, in that moment. It doesn't, right? Missing one workout isn't going to do anything for your overall results. Pressing snooze one day isn't going to really impact the fact if you're going to make less money that year or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a small, seemingly insignificant thing. But what happens is when you keep making these small, seemingly insignificant choices, which you're doing on a day-to-day basis, every single day, you are making choices constantly throughout the day, and you're not even probably thinking about most of them. But if you keep making these same, small choices over and over and over again, it compounds. And it's also referred to as a snowball effect, right? So it's like a snowball. You start off a little bit of snow, and as you keep rolling it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's the same thing with everything. So it's no different, I'm going to have chips today. That's not going to make me gain a bunch of weight. That's not going to make me 80 pounds overweight because I ate some chips today, right? But if I make that choice more often than not, 1 year in the future, I probably will be a couple pounds heavier. 2 years in the future, I will be even more. 5 years, it's obvious I've gained weight. 10 years, it's holy crap, how did I get to this point? And that's what a lot of people feel like. They're like, how did I get here? It seemed to just happen overnight. And they're like, how did this happen? There is no such thing as overnight successes, and there is no such thing as your whole life falling apart overnight either. It all is compounding constantly on a day-to-day basis. So we watched the movie The Founder on Netflix last week, and that was an amazing movie. I really recommend that. It's about the founders of McDonald's is what it's about. And it's not like a boring documentary. It's like they did it like a movie. Like it's like a movie. Anyways, so it was a really, really good movie. And in there, the one guy said, yeah, we were an overnight success 30 years in the making. And that's literally, like, there's no such thing as overnight success. People, like, you just don't see. When you see somebody and you're like, man, they got what I want. Like, whatever that might be. They have the lifestyle I want. They don't have to work a job and they get to do what they want to do. They get to travel the world and I want that. They have the body I want. You see that and it seems like it happened like that overnight. But what you didn't see was all the late nights and all the early mornings and all of the failures and all of the struggles and the behind the scenes stuff in the years leading up to that point. So that's the compound effect. And it's one of those things I've really been reflecting on this a lot lately. For some reason, I've been reflecting on like the last 10 years of my life. And you don't realize it in the moment. Like the little choices, okay? So say 7 years ago now, I started on this path of weight loss. I started on this path of health and fitness, and this is when I started, like, it was back in 2011 when I started, like, working out on a consistent basis and stuff like that. The compounding effect of, like, I didn't lose a bunch of weight in, like, the first day or the first week or whatever. I lost weight pretty fast. But then over time, I continued working out. And the compounding effect of that was, I've built a bunch of extra muscle. I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. And I did lose weight. But then I started, like, a few years ago, I started gradually eating bad again. Like, I started building up these old bad habits again. And it didn't seem like a big deal at the time. It literally, like, I don't know if you've ever gone through this, but like where, maybe you're doing really good, you're eating really good, and you're losing weight and everything's going really good, and then you have a day or maybe even a whole week. I've had whole weeks where you're eating poorly and you're eating garbage and you're overeating and you missed a couple workouts and you step on the scale and you are like bracing yourself because you're like, I had to have gained weight this week, and you didn't, and you're like, yeah. And then you feel a little bit invincible because you're like, yeah, I can eat this way and I didn't even gain any weight. Keep it up, because you will, like it's the compounding effect. Like it doesn't have a huge impact in the moment, it doesn't have a huge impact right then, but in the future, you keep on that path, you keep making those small daily choices of the chocolate bars and the cookies and the donuts and whatever that looks like for you, and it will add up. And that's the same for everything. That's the same for, financially. If you're like in the moment, you're just kind of throwing your money around, like I know so many people do, you don't even know where your money's going. You're just throwing it wherever, right? And all of a sudden in the moment, it's not like a significant impact on your life in the moment to like go to Tim Hortons every day, for example, or whatever. But in the future, over time, it adds up, right? So say you spend $2 5 days a week on a coffee. I'm not going to do math here live on in my head, but that's like a significant amount of money in 5 years, right? Like we can just imagine how much money that would be in 5 years. And it's like that effect, that compound effect, that snowball effect, it applies to every single area of your life. So if you are like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, like, okay, say this weekend coming up, whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get drunk this weekend. That's just a small choice. But if you're choosing to do that more often than not over time, that's going to have a significant impact on your life, right? Like 5 years down the road, you might have health issues that develop from that. You might have whatever. A lot of times those sorts of things kind of make you a bit more resentful and a bit more bitter and stuff like that. So that's like kind of an example of like a negative like decline over years. You're going to see this decline in your life. Or if you decide, okay, it's the weekend, I'm going to spend this weekend, like maybe your passion is photography. Like you love photography, right? You don't even have like a good fancy camera, but I don't know, these smartphone cameras are pretty good nowadays, right? And you're like, I'm going to spend some time this weekend. I'm going to go out in nature and I'm going to take some pictures. And you're doing something like to feed your passion, it's kind of productive, right? Because the thing with photography, a lot of passions, everybody can make money no matter what your passion is. You can make money at that. So maybe like that's another goal of yours down the road. Like you want to eventually be able to quit your full-time job so you can do your photography, you can have a photography business. All you have today is your smartphone and a Saturday afternoon, and you're just going to go down, you're going to take pictures, and you're going to love it, and then you're going to come home, you're going to edit them, you're going to start posting them on Instagram and whatever. Like, where do you think that's going to get you 5 years from now? As opposed to getting drunk on Friday night and then not doing anything on Saturday because you're so hungover. Like, it's just keeping sense of all these things. So I think I've driven home the point of how important the small daily choices are. So now I'm going to give you a nice little tip, a quick little check-in that you can do with yourself on a daily basis. And all that is every night before you go to sleep, ask yourself if what you did today is going to get you closer to your goals or keeping you further away from your goals. That's it. And then you're just going to think about, okay, what did I do today? Did I do anything today that's going to get me closer to my goal, right? So let's go back to the photography example, right? Like photography is your passion. You don't even have a camera yet, but you dream of making money with photography so you can quit your full-time job because you want to travel the world and take pictures of the world. And that's your dream and that's your goal. So today, did you do anything that is going to help you get closer to that goal? Did you, maybe there's lots of free, photography for beginner videos on YouTube, stuff like that. Like you could do those sorts of things. You just taking the pictures, just practicing taking the pictures, getting better at that, saving some money for it. Like, so maybe you do have a daily Tim Hortons habit and you're like, okay, I'm going to stop going to Tim Hortons. I'm going to put that $2 a day into a jar so I can save money and get a good camera, whatever that is. So all those little things you're checking every single day, you're checking in with yourself. Did I do something today that's getting me closer to my goal? Or basically you want to just imagine, if I relive today over and over and over again, in 5 years, will I be closer to my goal or will I be further away from my goal? Whatever that goal may be, right? You just check in with yourself every day. No judgment. Like don't judge yourself and be like, oh my God, I'm such a horrible person. I can't believe today all I did was eat donuts. And that's going to if I repeat that every day for 5 years, I'm going to be 500 pounds and whatever. Like, don't judge yourself, but it's checking in. And then it's providing yourself a little bit of accountability within yourself as well. And it's creating that awareness. Extra bonus point for you if you start actually writing it down and journaling as well, because that's something then you can look back on, right? So this, like I say, applies to every single area of your life, but this is the reason that I created my Food Freedom Mindset course, because when it comes to health and fitness, that's the biggest thing. And people will they'll go on a diet. They will go on, Weight Watchers. They will do the keto diet. They will do paleo. They'll do Whole30. They'll do portion containers, whatever the diet is. People will go on a diet and they will see success in the short term. They will see success in 3 months. They will see success in however long they stick to it. But then over time, they end up back at square one. So with the Food Freedom Mindset course that I created, I am giving you that base so that it's setting in motion all of the things, the compounding effect, so that you're not just losing weight in the short term, you are keeping the weight off. You are living a healthy life. You are enjoying food. You're eating to live. That's the whole basis of the Food Freedom Mindset course. So if you haven't signed up for that already, if you haven't registered for that already, I will drop the link below this video to sign up. It's regularly going to be $197, but I have a special intro offer because this is kind of like my special beta round. So it's only $30 for this month. We start on January 23rd. So you're going to want to sign up for that because I got a lot of amazing stuff in there that I'm really excited to share. So anyways, I hope that this video was helpful for you. I hope it brought value to your life. Make sure to give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. And if you think you know anybody who would benefit from this message, go ahead and share this video as well, because sharing is caring. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.